There was another spooky video of Christian Cage and Dino, but this time Christian spoke and said some things have changed. And that's it. So they're milking this for a while, but if I can see more Christian, I'm for it, whether he's talking or working. He got something out of the dinosaur for a couple weeks as a heel, but I don't trust Dino to not revert to his previous ways and start having the matches he normally had, which all sucked. Anyway,
is Christian not wrestling? Is Christian just a manager?
Well, he's dressed in street clothes, but, it's hard to get dinosaur-sized suit jackets for, the fucking 40-million-year-old crowd. Did you see Renee Moxley Good with the pudding gang in the back and Pockets was putting an ice pack on his fist? He probably got severe fucking cramps and ligature damage from constant masturbation. And then we had the other Page in the ring doing a promo. And of course, that's an immediate sign to fast forward. But then here comes Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy. So I hit the second notch on made it fast forward faster. I mean, they were trying to explain whatever nonsense they've been doing lately, where, remember, again, that was a deal where, well, now, wait a minute, did Matt and Isaiah turn on the Page and the other guys, or did who turned on who, and why should we care? So apparently, Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy have decided that they want to leave and be done with Stokely Hathaway and the other Page. But the other Page says, well, there's more people in, what is their name? The Firm?
The Firm.
Which was, at one point, wasn't it...
The Guns?
No.
Yeah?
No, listen to me. The Firm was Eric Clapton. And was it the Firm? It was Eric Clapton. And I'm trying to think, was it Robert Palmer? They had one hit single. Nevertheless, this Firm, there's more than one person in that too. And here came Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. And they jumped Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy. And I wrote, fuck, every job guy in the company does angles on this television. If every segment is everybody up and down the card, whether they're meaningless or not, constantly jumping each other and just kicking the shit out of each other back and forth, you have nothing. And these heels, the heat looked horrible. And the fans were on their hands because nobody cared about any of these guys. And suddenly Hook's music played. And here in street clothes by himself, walking down the ramp, Hook is going to confront Big Bill, the 7-foot giant, Lee Moriarty, the other Page, Stokely Hathaway. And, of course, they each ran at him one at a time so he could do a choreographed thing, but they stopped him seconds later. And people still don't really give a shit. And then Jeff Hardy's music plays. And instantly the place blows. They go crazy. They hit their feet. They're standing up. And he hits the ring and it doesn't look necessarily pretty and they don't care. He beats up the heels. He hits a swanton and he hugs Matt Hardy and the place is going berserk. And I can't believe that not only has Tony fucked this up again, but in exactly the same way as he fucked it up the first time. He has reunited the Hardys against people that nobody gives two dog shits about. And to be honest, I don't even think they particularly cared or were caring that he reunited the Hardys. I think they were happy Jeff Hardy was back. And he could have hugged Matt, or he could have hugged Bozo the Clown or Randy Atcher. It wouldn't have made any difference. They have a new singles main event babyface that they could use sparingly in him, so to protect his physical well-being in important singles matches on pay-per-view or a highly rated television program. They could build 3 of them over the next 6 months with a couple of little angles, a couple of live interviews, and a fucking payoff to each one of them. And they could make money out of Jeff Hardy. But instead, he runs out in a meaningless angle involving every miscellaneous jobber in the company and his own brother, who's become one of same. And unless this is going to be just the way they reintroduce him, and then he goes on to specific targeted angles with main event guys that they can control his level of punishment in and frequency of. If they instead just put him in tag matches or in a rivalry with this jobber stew, they have again been handed an amazing box office attraction and shot it in the nuts in the same night. Your thoughts?
Well, let me just start by saying I personally don't think they should have brought Jeff Hardy back after the last incident. And with that said, now that they have, I agree with what you said before. I don't think there was any fan in that building that saw this as a big Hardy Brothers reunion. It was Jeff Hardy running out there. So if he is going to be used, I didn't even think about it in that context. It was the same people, the same situation that they debuted him the first time.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that first run. So now he's a little bit older.
Because you can't start in the middle and then go to the top when you're already as over as you're ever going to be the first time they see you.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one meme going around of Jeff Hardy standing on a rope and Matt Hardy looking at him, and it said, the look you get when, what was it? The look when you find your meal ticket, whatever it was. I'm not excited about Jeff Hardy returning. I'm not excited about seeing the Hardy brothers in tag team action again. Originally, the plan, they said, was for them to get the tag titles before everything went down with Jeff. And now they're all mixed up with this. It's Hook, Ethan Page, Stokely, who hasn't been on TV in a few weeks, Big Bill and the Firm, and Private Party. I don't know how much Jeff Hardy has left in the tank. And again, I personally wouldn't have brought him back. But if you're going to, why use him like this?
That reaction, they got...
why use him like this?
Exactly. They have something that that if they don't wear it out or screw it up would last for 6 months to a year over a course of, like I said, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 big major matches, and maximize his value and not wear his body out and not wear his welcome out. Or you can start him with a bunch of job guys and see how far you get. But the one thing they did right was they ran him out. They ran him out so the people would pop on the most boring segment of the program, and that's saying something. This was fucking rotten until he got there.
Yeah, and again, why are all these people getting so much TV time? QT Marshall and whoever's with him. And then all of a sudden, it's Matt Hardy. It's Private. If you say Private Party, we've seen only one member of Private Party for as long as I can remember at this point.
And not the one that we kind of liked either.
Not the one that you said had true talent if you only went to a good training school. We have seen the Firm, all just guys who run out there. And again, there's no development of anyone on any of these things. It's just so many people eating up the TV time that I can't understand why they keep going back to them. It just doesn't make any sense.